Okay, so here's the tequila E Mag, all fully assembled. You can see here's where the grips fit on. They're nice grips. The window's not separate, it's actually a clear section. These were all molded. These are Frymark grips. Here's the body and the battery pack on it. Everything matches pretty well. Not completely perfect, but then again, in real good shape. I put a valve in it earlier from another gun, an X valve, and the on-off was not set up for this particular E Mag. It was RTing like crazy. I mean, even in just mech mode, it was just flying RT-wise. It was totally out of hand. And I will say this: for some reason, this worked previously. I just pulled the pin. I think it's the mini Morlock board. I don't know if the solenoid is not receiving enough power. You might be able to hear it. It does not seem to want to pull the solenoid plunger down hard enough to work only in E mode. It doesn't want to move the plunger when it's got a valve in it. If I had the grip off, I could move the plunger up and pull that, and it would pull it down, and everything would work. But for some reason right now, the mini Morlock, I don't know if it's not sending enough power to the plunger. I've tried different batteries on this frame, and even a couple different valves. None of them were set up for this particular E Mag frame, so everything was actually RTing like crazy on this, even in mech. So you probably would just need to fool around with your on-off, get your shims in there set up correctly. I tried an X Mag and another E Mag and actually another E Mag valves, and just to see if I could drop something in and have it all work, and none of them wanted to just drop in and work perfectly fine. So, but I'm convinced there is some issue right now with the I think the solenoid not receiving enough power from the mini Morlock board. So I would say I would not classify that as functional. I wouldn't say it's working 100% completely. But then again, I also never got a valve in there that wouldn't RT like mad if you were working in a mech mode. It wouldn't just sit there and fire away, but when you went to do any shooting, it would just RT like crazy until you release the trigger. So that's pretty much it. I mean, cosmetically, for it's probably 10 years plus, it's in really good shape. But like I said, I did want to mention that I could not get it to work correctly in E mode, and but then again, I never did get 1 out of 3 valves to not RT like crazy on it. But I didn't want to take any on-offs apart to try and get anything to work, because I know the on-offs for the other markers work in those particular markers right now. So that's it. Real pretty. Little nicks and scratches. Oh, and this is totally separate rail. I have the spare. I had 3 at one point. I don't know how I have a spare tequila Sunrise E Mag rail. This one's got some more. It's in pretty good shape. The E Mag jewels are perfect. There's some little minor, that's not focusing correctly, but there's some little nicks and things. And there's a little pit there. I wish this would focus. But this is in real good shape. Oh, and another thing, this E Mag rail does not currently have a barrel retention assembly for the E Mag body. I have one here, but I've been having problems installing it into this rail, and I don't want to go hammering away at it. I haven't since I'm trying to sell it. I haven't wanted to do anything to it. I don't know if this will just drop into this spare one. The hole for the rail retention assembly pin is a little dirty, a little beat up, but I'm including new assembly. It's not installed on the rail, but I'm including the spare rail just to go with it. And if you want the barrel, I'll throw the barrel in too as well, but since there's no retention pin, it really doesn't matter. So I hope that helps. Alright.